What's up, Tim Sykes here. The day after my 15th annual conference has ended, I'm in the studio filming stuff. I'm injured. I got injured at my conference. If you see this clip, not everything went according to plan. Oh yes, so much better. I'll do a separate YouTube video about that. In fact, we'll actually post that first before this recap video. So if you click the link below, you can see how I injured myself. And I think that'll be kind of interesting for you to see. But I wanted to go over the lessons. We had nearly 500 people from over 20 countries attend in person. Thank you to everybody. Nearly 1,000 people tuned in live via live stream. Just incredible. This is by far our biggest conference. I'm so honored that so many people came. It's just beautiful. It's really cool to have a job that, I have my doubters, I have my haters, I have my detractors, but it's so cool to see everyone in person. I think really that's lesson number one. In person is a game changer. When you see the people that you're helping, at least for me and my team, my team and I, thank you to nearly 24 employees came out, and we're all working to make this the best experience for students. It's a game changer for us to see the people that we're helping, for the students to meet me and my millionaire students. We had nearly a dozen of my millionaire students there. Just seeing that this is real. You have no idea how fake this industry is. You have no idea. When I first got started teaching, I was like, okay, we're gonna be real. There's gonna be a lot of fakes out there, but it's overwhelming. And it's just our honor to be real in an industry full of fakes. We take that very seriously. You'll hear me win sometimes, you'll hear me lose sometimes, but I'll just be real with you all the time. Lesson number two, there's so many upcoming students. It's not just about the millionaires. I know that people think like, oh, you only have like roughly 30 millionaire students, thousands of students, everyone else is a failure. No, it takes time. If you did tune into the live stream, or if you were there, you heard from several of my millionaire students. 2 years, none of them made any money in the beginning. Nothing meaningful. In fact, like Jack and Kyle were each down like $5,000 or $10,000 their first 2 years. Some traders, some millionaire students like Eduardo blew up several times before really hitting it. The beginning is not pretty, okay? Like there's so many upcoming students who have not made 7 or 8 figures yet, but they've made 5 and 6 figures, and they're in the process. And it's beautiful. Like there were some students I never even met, I never even knew about. There's one guy, Andy, we'll insert his clip, freaking awesome. He showed me his profile up over $800,000. Never even met him before. And he was like thanking me for the 7-step framework. Look at this. This is Andrew's portfolio, 856K. Show the chart. Woo! Yo! Mad props. Keep going, man. Dude, that's sick. I'll post a link to the 7-step framework below. This is really the third lesson. The 7-step framework is something all of you should learn, okay? Whether you like going long, whether you like going short, whether you like steps 1, 2, 3 on the way up, whether you like shorting the crash number 4, dip buying the number 5 bottom, shorting the number 6, usual double top or triple top. Every single one of my top students uses the 7-step framework. Eduardo even brought this up in his little presentation. I brought him up real quick. David Hanlon, laptop legend, who's had some big losses and some big gains. He's using the 7-step framework. Millionaires still struggle. It's not like once you become a millionaire, you know everything. But if you have this framework as kind of like a background for all your trades, you still hold on to the majority of your money because you have an expectation of what the stocks will do. And it's not an exact science. Some millionaires are struggling right now. It's not the best market, but really learn the 7-step framework. I really can't encourage you enough to study it and know it inside and out. Lesson number 4, people think that it's like 1 or 2 steps to figure it out. Like, give me the 1 step that I need to like change everything. They think that it's like gonna be like a miracle cure. I guess that's like our society these days. Jack Kellogg actually said this to me. You guys in the challenge know that Jack is now giving weekly webinars and giving a weekly watch list. Incredible work, Jack. I'll post a link to my challenge underneath. all of you watching this should get into my challenge. This is where all my millionaires are being created. But Jack actually brought this up to me because he was like inundated with people asking him questions. I asked him, I was like, Jack, what's the number one question that you're getting? He's like, people think that there's like 1 or 2 adjustments that they need to make to their trading and then everything's gonna be okay. And we were both laughing because like he's worked so hard at his trading process. I've worked so hard on my trading process. It's not 1 or 2 adjustments. It's hundreds, if not thousands of adjustments, okay? You know, you've heard like it takes a lot of work to become a millionaire, like 10,000 hours. Like it's not just the hours, it's not just the work, it's adjusting. Trading is not an exact science. If you want to be like a mathematician, yes, 5 plus 7 equals 12. But in the stock market, no. Sometimes 5 plus 7 equals 14. Sometimes 5 plus 7 equals 6. You're like, how can that happen? Different markets, different indicators, changing things. Welcome to the stock market. Welcome to why it's more difficult than just learning math. But if you accept the moving targets, if you accept the adaptations that you have to do, there's more upside than just being like a mathematician. Mathematicians, I don't even know if that's like a real job. I feel like maybe like a math professor or somebody who has like a degree in mathematics, they can probably make like 30, 40, 50, maybe 60 or $70,000 a year. But because it isn't an exact science, anybody can learn it. You just have to put in the time and like memorize it. Stock market might be harder to learn in the beginning, but there's infinitely more upside. So you choose what you want to learn. I'm not that good at math, so I'm not going to be a mathematician. Lesson number 5, it's a marathon, not a sprint. If you did learn from my millionaire students and you studied their journeys, we did a great Q&A panel. Like none of them made much money in year 1 or year 2, but even then, like year 3 was a struggle. It was really year 4, year 5, year 6 where everything came together. You need that experience. You need that foundation of knowledge first. You need the mess ups. You need the plays where you missed it because it was moving too fast, you weren't prepared. You need the plays where you think that it's going to spike big and you're just buying into a brick wall of sellers. You need to have the wrong broker. Maybe there's no shares to short. Maybe the broker has terrible commissions or terrible executions. You need the play where you just nail it from start to finish. You need a play where like you nail the entry, but then you screw up your exit. You need a play or plays where you have a big loss and you could have cut losses quickly and then you regret it, but at least you've learned for the next time. You need a play where you do cut losses quickly and you're grateful for cutting losses quickly because if you didn't, it would be a big loss. You have this whole checklist of experiences that you need to build that foundation of knowledge before you can really fine-tune your process and learn what to do and what not to do. Like I always say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Lesson number 6, so many good people out there deserve help. Meeting everyone in person really gets me going. It gets my team going. Some of you who I met, just incredible. Like some people were crying and like just telling me about their life. Like, it's been a tough time for a lot of people out there. And I know that I can help them. That's the cool thing. Like it's sad, but I know that my lessons, because I learned them the hard way over the past quarter of a century, trading, which is crazy, 15 plus years now teaching. I know listening to you guys in person or like I was reading the comments on live stream, I know just how life-changing my lessons can be. Because remember, I'm self-taught, okay? So as I said in my presentation, my goal is to be the mentor to people that I never had. I did make a lot of money because of what I've learned, but I also lost a lot of money because I never had a structured education. So I see the good and the bad, and I take in all the stories and I hear what people need, and now my team and I have gotten better at teaching too. Over 15 years of teaching, we've refined our teaching methods. And it's just cool. Like I'm sitting here with Pascal. Say hi.
Hey everybody.
Pascal, how many years have we been filming? 6 years. You've seen a lot of like millionaires created from scratch. He was actually asking me, he was like, how do you feel about some of your millionaires? Like, they don't treat you the same as in the beginning. And I'm like, it comes with the territory. I'm just used to it. And he's like, no, I can't get over it. Listen, I'm used to it. I have all students from all over the place. But again, we were just watching I Am Legend. I was showing him, he's never seen I Am Legend. Leave a comment below and tell Pascal to watch I Am Legend. What? Shame. It's a good movie. Now they're coming out with a sequel, so you have to see the initial one. But at the end, spoiler alert, like Will Smith is trying to save all the zombies. I have something in my eye. Terrible timing. Will Smith is trying to save all the zombies, and he's like, stop, I can save you. And I was showing Pascal the scene, and he has no context whatsoever, but it's very similar to how I feel with traders. You might not be zombies, but you're basically financial zombies. You don't have that much in savings. The world has gotten to you. Like, you don't necessarily have the skill set or the knowledge to really build your own dream life. You don't have the financial education to earn your financial freedom. So I'm like Will Smith, and I'm like, stop, I can save all of you. That's literally how I feel. Not in a cocky way, just in a way that I know the value of my teachings. So it's pretty cool to meet everyone in person, to meet you zombies in person, and know that I can help you. It's not as sad as the movie, right? Like, we can actually get through this together. Lesson number 7, bad stuff happens and you got to adapt. I mean, we were trying to do like live trading at the conference, and the Wi-Fi went down. And it was like, it sucked because literally we paid $50,000 for Wi-Fi at this venue. I'm not even gonna call out the venue because it's BS. $50,000 so that, roughly 500 people can trade live. Wi-Fi goes down right at the open. It was fine pre-market, but when you have streaming quotes, you need more Wi-Fi. You just got to adapt. I still did a good trade. If you click the link below, there'll be another video. I did a trade right as the conference was beginning, and it was not an ideal time for me at all. In fact, it was actually probably the worst time for a good trade to pop up, but I still took it. You got to adapt. Life will come at you. There'll be challenges. There'll be negative stuff happening in the world. There'll be negative stuff happening in the markets. All you can do is adapt. All you can do is control your preparation. I said this during the conference. You can't control the market. It doesn't matter whether you think the market's going to be hot or not hot. You don't control it. You don't know if AI is going to be the next hot sector or if it's going to bomb like a lot of AI stocks have recently. Maybe they had a little too much hype. All you can do is realize that the world is always going to change. You have to try to change and adapt and capitalize. And it's not always going to be a pretty process, especially in the beginning. You've probably heard the saying, like, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. That's literally what this is. You're going to have to be okay with losing. You're going to have to learn how to lose small. You're going to have to learn how to take small gains sometimes. You're going to have to learn a lot of different stuff so that you get knowledgeable enough before you size up. That's always a great reminder where trading is all about learning with small amounts or paper trading, but then you can size up. The $400 trade, again, click that video just below this where you can see how I made my $400 trade. I could have taken a bigger position size. I could have held longer. There's a lot of things I could have done. There was a lot of margin. A lot of room for error with that trade. I could have made 1,000. I could have made 5,000. Probably could have even made 10 or 20,000 had it been better timing for me personally. But it wasn't, and it's okay not to truly capitalize. I'm still glad I made a little over 10% in a few minutes. Selling way too early, terrible time right when the conference was beginning. That's life. And I adapted and I capitalized. And more important than the $400 that I made, I turned it into a great video lesson so that you can learn from it. Learn from my wins, learn from my losses, learn from my successes, from my failures, learn from videos like this where I'm just gonna be real with you. There's gonna be 2 links below for my challenge. Get in the challenge, stop wasting time. You're playing a game of catch up. This game has been played without you for years and decades. Second link is the video of my roughly $400 profit trade, which it's one of the best trades that I've done in quite a while. Not because it's huge, not because it's small, just because it's gonna happen again, and it's such a good example. It exemplifies why I teach, why I trade, why you can do this, why I have such belief that it's not a question of if I'm gonna have more millionaires, it's who. And the answer is who wants it the most. So don't just leave a comment below to tell Pascal to watch I Am Legend. Leave a comment below if you're going to be dedicated. Leave a comment below if you're inspired by my millionaire students who you saw on stage if you came in person, or saw on live stream if you tuned in on live stream, or maybe you're just watching a recording. We have it available for recording now where you can watch it after the fact. I know live is better, hindsight is 2020, but there's so much good information being shared. Bonus lesson, I used to complain about West Coast hours, like, oh, boo-hoo, you got to wake up early. The bonus lesson here is that I'm just a baby, okay? I'm a little crying baby. I used to think that I could really adapt and I'm a good traveler, but I'm a baby. And the reason why I'm saying is not just to rip on me, but you can still be a baby and still be successful, right? You can have your own issues. For me, I don't like waking up early, but I still do it. I suck it up. This is not going to be all, rainbows and pots of gold, and there's going to be little leprechauns and unicorns. This is real life. Sometimes you have to wake up a little early. Sometimes you got to decide, should you be in a trade or should you open the conference? Is it okay if your employees are a little angry? Are you okay with the students being a little angry, but knowing that you share every single video? Your beginnings of your trading career and your learning might be a little messy. I'm a little messy sometimes too. The bonus lesson here is that we're all messy. No one's perfect, and that's fine. Jack and Mari talked about their mistakes early on. Eduardo talked about his mistakes early on. Bryce talked about his mistakes early on. Ellis talked about his mistakes early on. Matt Monaco talked about his mistakes early on. Jeff Zananiri talked about his mistakes early on. Ben talked about his mistakes, not just early on, but also the mistakes going forward. We're all going to make mistakes. You got to bake that into everything. You can't get discouraged. I used to get discouraged, I'll tell you. I'm in a studio in LA. When I lived in LA, I hated it. I hated waking up. I'm just a baby. It's okay to be a baby, but you got to realize that it's going to happen. There's going to be bad stuff that's going to happen to you. You can whine about it like a baby does, but you got to deal with it. And you got to try to overcome it. If you have to wake up early, do it. If you have to have some losses, do it. Suck it up, okay? Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants financial freedom. But the question is, like I said, not if someone's going to be a millionaire, it's who. And the answer is you if you want it enough and if you don't get discouraged by the bad stuff. Waking up early, going through the losses, making mistakes, you got to build a bridge and get over it. And it's all part of your journey. And you got to be grateful for the ups and the downs. You might have heard me say the sweet isn't as sweet without the sour. That's the truth. Your trading journey is not going to be all highs. It's not going to be all profits. It's not going to be all sweet. Sometimes it's going to be sour. But you can learn from the sour. And I'm just so pumped seeing everyone in person, trading right when the conference happens. Answering your questions. I'm so grateful for the ability to teach you, but a lot of this is mindset. And I can teach you everything I've learned, but I can't control your mindset. I can't control how you react to different scenarios. I can only give you guidance and tell you what I think. You got to keep pushing forward. You got to go through this journey and keep going. A lot of your friends and family are probably against trading, against me, against penny stocks. You got to suck it up. A lot of my millionaire students, they're not supported by their friends and family either. It's a struggle, but the good news is I'm here to struggle with you and here to help you with your struggle so that you can overcome it and help speed up your learning curve. Click some links below. Join my challenge. Watch the video of my roughly $400 trade. Start to learn that you need to build a foundation of knowledge first. And then after several years, after a lot of dedicated study, then let's see what you can accomplish. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're going to be dedicated. And tell Pascal to watch I Am Legend. Damn it.